So why don't we just get right down to the review? Basically, I walked into this kind of blind. I knew what the story was about. It's a story about a guy who works as an insurance clerk in a big company, and he wants to move up, and the way he's trying to move up is to allow the higher executives to use his apartment to hook up with other women while their wives don't know about it. And this leads to this person, played by Jack Lemmon, to let his boss, played by Fred MacMurray, use his apartment to have an extramarital affair. It turns out, around the time during the film, that the person that he's having the extramarital affair with is a person that he himself is falling for. I believe it was a elevator operator played by Shirley MacLaine. What's what I knew about the film, really, that it was a romance and a drama and a comedy, and it was kind of like a love triangle kind of thing. That's what I thought before I watched the movie. And I thought this was going to be a lot like Some Like It Hot, which is a very screwball type comedy. Woo, was I wrong? I was kind of wrong there. There are funny moments, and there is some good comedy in it, but I really was not prepared for how serious the movie gets. I won't get into it right now. I'll get into it in spoilers. I was pretty stunned toward the direction that the movie gets to in this. Let me go through performances real quick. Jack Lemmon is very good in this movie. He plays the same type of he really plays the same type of characters in most movies that he's in. Like The Odd Couple, like Some Like It Hot. He's the likable, kind of nebbish, kind of losery kind of guy that you can't help but kind of root for and kind of like. Kinda. He does play that type of character really well, or either that or that's just who Jack Lemmon is, because he plays it so effortlessly. Actually, yeah, he's actually a very likable character in this movie, despite the fact that a lot of the things he's doing is, well, not unlikable, but it's something that if I had a friend who was telling me what he was doing and this was it, I would have a lot less respect for him. Like, it was I can't imagine being in a situation where you're using your own home as a means for your bosses to hook up with side chicks. I think that is that's something else. I don't think, if I had a friend like that, I'd just be like, dude, what are you doing? It's like, what are you doing? That is ridiculous. But I guess because of the time that it's set in, it kind of makes sense. Not really, now that I come to think of it. I don't think that makes too much sense. But, yeah. Not much to say about that, other than that Jack Lemmon plays the character very well. And he plays him to be very likable. So I guess that's a reason why he got nominated for Best Actor that year in a leading role. So that's good to know. Let me go into the next one, Shirley MacLaine. You know, I have never seen Shirley MacLaine in a role like this where she is not just the love interest, but kind of the cutesy, lovable love interest in the movie. I'm used to terms of endearment. I'm used to be fair, I'm used to her as an older actress. Okay, so that was kind of surprising to see. And she plays Fran, the elevator operator, very well in this too. Like, she is very cute and lovable in the movie. As the central person who's going through the most drama in the movie, I definitely felt for the character as well. She plays the performance very well. And it's hard, I'll be honest, it is hard for me to really feel for somebody in her situation who is a young woman who is falling for and sleeping with a married man, who is expecting him to do the right thing, even though inherently you meeting him was the wrong thing to begin with. The character is very well written, and she performs it very well to a point where you kind of forget that's what's going on, and you still kind of sympathize with her throughout the entire film with what she's going through. So yeah, I definitely liked her performance in this movie. The one that she also got an Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. The other one that got an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor was Jack Lemmon. He plays Dr. Dreyfus, who is the Jewish neighbor to Jack Lemmon in this movie. At first, he was kind of annoying, but I ended up liking him as the movie went on. I won't get into exactly why that is, because that deals with spoilers. But I will say that his performance is very good in this as well, for the limited spurts of time that he's in there. The other performance I want to note is Fred MacMurray, who plays Jack Lemmon's boss. He's kind of a typical type of boss character, full of himself, in great amounts of power, takes advantage of the situation he's in, kind of arrogant, and he plays that well. I get it. Not a performance that I was particularly amazed by, but he does the trick. He's supposed to be the guy that you don't particularly like, and for good reason, because he's causing the most problems for all the characters involved, whether it is the female love interest in Shirley MacLaine's character, to what's going on with CC Baxter, which is Jack Lemmon's character. You're not meant to like him, and he plays that role pretty well in that as well. So, yeah, a decent performance. Not the best, but it's a good performance. The highlight in this film is the writing, I would say, in The Apartment, and mainly because the screenplay starts off as one type of movie when you begin the movie, and my expectation was a screwball comedy with a little bit of drama, and the movie morphs into something completely different. Not completely different, but it does morph into a different movie as the movie goes along, because I was still expecting by the halfway point for it to be a lighter, more slapsticky affair to what I'm used to with a lot of romance movies at the time, and also romance movies now when are romantic comedies. There's a lot of happenstance, a lot of strange things happening, just the usual romantic comedy stuff that I'm used to. And the movie doesn't go in that direction, and I think it's for the better in this movie. Not that the comedy parts and the things that were going on in the movie weren't good in the beginning, they were, but I guess the point I need to get across is this. When you do something like this is not like a twist. I guess it kind of is a plot twist, but I don't consider it a plot twist. But when a movie goes from being one thing and then morphs into another, it is hard to maintain a specific flow to where an audience is not whiplashed or feels like it is being taken for a ride in a bad way. And The Apartment doesn't feel like either. It is gradual because it does hint towards certain things happening, but the way that it does it with the screenplay is masterfully done. It is actually really good. For, I would say, comedy dramas, this would probably be something that if someone were to write a comedy drama or something along those lines, that I would have them watch this film to see how to do it really well. It really is a testament to show how to morph and blend specific genres without it seeming like it's a hard right turn to make that change. It was very well done. And then the direction of the film by Billy Wilder is pretty good. Billy Wilder is a director for the few movies I've seen of his. I wouldn't say they're very well directed, but his writing is where his strength is. But that being said, the scenery involving the office building, the bars, the apartment itself is important the way it's shot, because it is made to look homely and unassuming to a certain extent, but comfortable, and it fits that very well in the movie. But when it comes to the direction of the film, it's good, but it's not particularly noteworthy. I don't have room to complain, really. But again, I really don't think that direction so far, and I might be proven wrong if I watch another one of Wilder's directed movies. I don't think that the directing is his strongest suit. But with that being said, I mean, it's not a bad directing job at all with the movie. So, like, I'm not going to complain about it because it actually is. It is good for what it is. It just isn't what I would consider a masterful or something that I would give to somebody as a really well directed movie. It's fine. I don't know if it would be kind of harsh to just call it satisfactory, because there are a couple of things that the movie does that, it takes a skilled director to do, such as with timing and the way certain scenes are shot in the movie. But it's not something that I would say is a masterfully directed film. It's a well-directed film. But, I still think Billy Wilder's best thing, what he does best is writing, in my eyes, at least.